once again, thank you for joining us today. Let's dive in. I know you're a busy lady. So, Leanne, could you tell the world what you do for a business?
Well, so at the moment, I am a bag designer and maker, and I use eco-friendly cork leather. But let me backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
Because my background is actually that I, for 20 years, were in the ballroom and Latin dance industry, and I was a designer, a costume designer and maker. And so for the last 15 years, I've been traveling to Hong Kong and see all my beautiful, lovely clients there. And I kind of had a little exclusive little circle of ladies that I saw. I'll travel to Hong Kong. I will show them my collection. It was very intimate and, you know, very much bespoke for them. And I'll do a fashion show once a year. There's dance themed, you know, whether it's a Spanish theme or, you know, slightly 1920s, whatever you can relate to dancing. I kind of made a fashion show of it. But then, of course,
wow,
2020 happened and everything came to a standstill. So I had to pivot. So I've put a whole lifetime of sewing and many 20 years plus of designing into this new product that I created, kind of thing. And along the way I felt, because I didn't want to do animal leather and I didn't want to just do a canvas bag. I'm like, what can be as, you know, unique as ballroom and Latin dancing, but at the same time as strong as animal leather, but not animal leather. And I came across cork leather. I swear it was like the gold dust fell in my lap, or I had my light bulb moment. It was just fantastic. And the more I found out about it, I'm like, I love this stuff and more people need to know it. You know, if I could have it engraved on my forehead that I'm the UK ambassador for Portuguese cork leather, I would.
When you say cork, you know, are we talking about wine bottle?
We are talking that cork, but we are also not talking that cork that was like your, you know, message board, that crumbly stuff, or you know, coasters and stuff. That is cork in its kind of early days. So a tree has to be 25 years old before they first harvest the bark. So by the way, it doesn't kill the tree. One of the only trees in the world that it won't harm the tree at all. And it's part of the oak family, grows up to 300 years old. So the more it gets harvested, the older the tree grows. They love it. And after the first 25 years, when they're harvested, it's that sort of slightly crumbly, slightly harder sort of cork. So that doesn't get used for any of that, gets used for those messaging boards and coasters. Oh, I think the cork bottles have to be a better quality still.
Oh, okay.
So then they let it grow again for 8 to 9 years. And in that 8 to 9 years, that tree absorbs 3 to 5 times more CO2 from the atmosphere.
Oh, and wow.
In a year, you can have about 14 to 20 million tons of CO2 that's absorbed from the atmosphere, which is so good for us, you know, trying to combat.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So then after they've harvested the cork, they kind of just put it in boiling water. That is it. No other chemicals, no other crap thrown into it. And they soften it, kind of gets rid of, I guess, dirt and a few other bits. So by the way, cork is also hyperallergenic. So if you've got any sort of skin weird stuff or whatever, man, this is the stuff for you.
How come I'm only just hearing about this? I mean, because when we first spoken, you said cork leather handbags, and I was like, cork leather. I mean, why is it like such a secret? It feels like a secret.
Well, first of all, it's a very, you know, the people that harvest the cork, it gets done by hand. There's no machinery involved, right? There's only a few countries in the world that actually does this as well, even though there's enough trees for it. But animal leather comes from centuries ago. You know, people used to do animal leather from so long ago, and we all know the methods that they use. So they kind of, somewhere along the line, people have made money out of this. And now you've got to throw in cheap labor from China and from India. You know, this has now become an industry. This becomes a money-making thing. And so in the older days, we put luxury and animal leather, we put side to side. That was like, you know, if my car has leather seats, real leather seats, or my shoes are made from real leather shoes, yes, it's durable, but it's also, you know, we think it's very luxurious. But fast forward, and knowing the things we know now about how bad it is for us and the poor animals that they kill, 1 billion animals a year only for their skins, not for their meat or for anything else, only for their skins. And you know what's the worst? 1 million of those animals are cats and dogs, because those countries do not have regulations. Oh my God, so your little putty tat or little cute puppy could be a handbag or a purse or your shoes.
No way!
You won't even know it. So that is the cruel bit about animal leather. And I guess, you know, it's cork leather being hand harvested. There's a kind of a process on it. So it's not a cheap product. It's expensive.
Yeah, but it's an environmentally friendly product and sustainable.
Yes. So I guess you know, it is slow. If you really look for it, you'll see that there are a lot of products that already are being made from cork. You know, they're building houses with it. There's also NASA uses cork because temperature-wise, it can go from -80 to 100 degrees to 160 degrees. It can take all those various temperatures. I've actually had a flame on the cork and go, look, it doesn't burn. It's fantastic.
Leanne, you are an absolute wealth of information. I'm saying, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this lady? She knows her craft. That's absolutely fantastic. So, why handbags? Was there any other products that you kind of considered, or?
Do you know, in the beginning days, I did kind of ask myself that. I'm like, why am I making handbags? There are so many handbags, you know, designers and makers out there. But it kind of started off with me making just a simple bag. And I kind of like this thing. And handbag is such a crucial thing in our lives. You know, we carry our most prized possessions in our bag. Your glasses, right? You need that to see. Or your sunglasses, your wallet, your water bottle, your nail clippers, you name it. There's something that is precious to you, your photos or whatever, and your phone. And you carry it all in that one little pouch.
Of course.
Which, by the way, way back when, it's men that had the handbag.
I know. It used to be men that walked around in their little bag. But saying that, I mean, I'm from the West Indian community, and you'll often see some of the elders who will walk around with either they've got a shopping trolley or they've got a handbag. And it's really funny because when you're young growing up, if you saw someone, a man with a bag, you're like, oh, what's wrong with you? But fantastic. So do you make any man bags as well as handbags?
Yes, I do. I do make man bags. I make men's wallets as well. It's very much a bespoke sort of service. So look, what is it that you want? And I kind of do it for my female customers as well. So by the way, 50% of my customers are men doing a bag for their ladies. I'll tell you what to look for, you tell me, and it's kind of a discovery of getting to know that person. You know, maybe it's for a colleague or a friend or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but I'm taking all these years of bespoke service and kind of putting it in my bag and making it personalized for you. And so I guess that kind of blends in perfectly with my background, which is kind of why I do bags. You know, I solve problems. I like to help you. I like to make your life easier, because my Hong Kong ladies, you know, they wanted to look taller, skinnier.
You can make people look taller? How do you do that?
Oh, you would be surprised.
I need your help. I want to be 6'5".
So, are you going to wear a dress?
Well, it could be arranged. Hey, it's 21st century now, anything goes. Right, let's see if we've had any comments. So I'm assuming you've had, obviously, COVID, biggest challenge for a lot of people, but what have been some of the challenges you've had with the handbag side of the business?
So firstly, I mean, it was such a challenge. It's not like when you start any new business, you normally have another job on the sideline and you kind of see how things work, and then the two eventually blend, and you decide, okay, let go of the other one. But I didn't have that choice. I literally, from one day I was a rock star, and then the next day I had no more followers. You know, I had nothing. There was no need for my services, which is horrendous. You know, I felt like a planet knocked out of its orbit. So I what was the question again?
The challenges you've had with them.
Yes.
You're so excited. I'm loving this. The energy. It's like I actually feel like this is the first time someone's giving you a stage to tell people what you're about, and it's fantastic to watch. So some of the challenges you've had.
Challenges. So I had to start. First of all, you know, I spent all my money for this trip that I was going to make to Hong Kong, because I was literally 2 days before my trip I had to cancel. So I just spent loads of money to get this collection together. So now I had almost no money. I it's on a shoestring. I want to start a new business that I had to dig a hole for myself in there. And is this going to work? And who's going to want to buy a bag and a cork bag? And people don't know about cork. So there was so many challenges. Also, never in my life have I done any networking. I didn't have to stand up in front of someone, what it is that you do, who are you helping, and you know, what problems are you solving. I didn't have to do it. I had to learn all that, and never mind learn everything about cork and about bags and about, you know, it's not that I'm a doctor, but I was a brain surgeon and now I'm a heart surgeon. I'm surgery, but I'm doing completely the opposite sort of thing. I had to learn how our heart works all of a sudden, you know, like the intricacy. Oh my God, I can't even say
intricacy. The thing that's about, though, what you're saying is that's very inspirational, because it does kind of prove that if people set their mind, not kind of think, I'd like to do that, but no, I'm going to do that. It means that it can be achieved. You know, yes, there's hard work and you're going to have to go out your comfort zone, and there'll be sleepless nights and there'll be days where you want to throw eggs at people. But once you've got through that learning curve, I mean, I'm looking behind you and I've got, like I say, the wife, she's got a wardrobe pretty much like what you've got behind you, full of bags, bag heaven. I can't touch them. Oh, fantastic! I
was just going to say that I think my number one would have been unsureness about myself. You know, I was like up here, and then suddenly you are no one. So kind of to build my self-confidence in myself, but also my products. That would have been number one, I would have said.
And the thing about myself, if I'd have known you then and you'd have said that to me, I'd have said, well, not being funny, you're already a genius. Just move your genius to something else. Because if you think about it, you've already managed to achieve what you achieved working with these ladies in a far-flung country and being in demand. You know, you could put your mind to anything and be in demand for it based on what you've already done. So for me, but I get you, because you know, you're human. You're not a machine. You're going to have these things. Oh my God, what am I doing?
I get what you're saying. But it is also a bit of you kind of have to. You can tell it to me 100 times, but I've got to believe it. And you're not sure if what you are doing is on the right. There's no one to go, do you know what? If you just don't do bags, only do wallets, or, you know, there's no one that can kind of give you the right answer. You've got to figure it out yourself. And the one thing that it takes is time. And then if you've put a financial burden on it as well, or you're trying to make money at the same time, yes, now it becomes tricky at the same time.
Of course, absolutely. So when was that moment when you realized that, hey, I've got a fantastic product here? When was it? There must have been a moment where it just kind of went ping, and he was like, da, 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 the room filled with light, and you're like, yeah.
So on a lot of times when I spoke to people, they're like, wow, this sounds amazing. I love what you're doing. And you know, okay, that's fantastic, but am I selling something? You know, that is great. You telling me I'm amazing, but at the same time, if the bank balance is still zero, I'm not that amazing, right? So when it actually started turning into sales, and then I got the feedback, I mean, I had people phoning me. I had a lady, she phoned me and she goes, I think I'm going to burst down in tears because I love my bag so much, and I can't believe, I'm touching it, and I can't believe it's so beautiful. It's so beautifully made. I never expected that. So I don't know what they expected, but like, of course it's amazing, you know. So that is to actually go through the whole process and kind of deliver them what they expected and above their expectations. That was just like, yes,
brilliant.
Because now I've helped someone, and that sort of accomplishment is fantastic.
Oh, brilliant. We had a comment coming actually. Sharon Ritchie says, I would kill anyone that touched my beautiful pussycat. I think she was referring to earlier when he says that.
Yeah,
they made cats and dogs into. That's so shocking. My favourite question, actually. Tell us one thing about you that not many people know about.
Well, I was going to be a gynecologist until I was 16. I was full on convinced I want to be a doctor, love babies, don't particularly want any myself. I'm fascinated by a female body that can grow something from nothing and give life to some. I find it fascinating.
It's amazing.
So I really wanted to be a gynecologist until I was about 16, and I did some personality tests, and they're like, love, you're on the wrong side of the fence. You should be designing, or be on TV or radio, whatever. And I'm like, oh, hang on a second, we need to rethink this thing. But you know what? My homework book was full of sketches the whole time. I was like, as a child, telling my mom, you need to make me a dress like this and this. So it was actually there all the time. I just didn't see it. So there you go.
Yeah, and it's really, I mean, what's really kind of an eye-opener there is from the personality test, it's kind of steered you in a different direction. And to be fair, based on what you said after that, which is all the designs in your book, it kind of made sense. So it's amazing. I mean, the life is just crossroads, isn't it? It's like, do I go left or do I go right? Every single day you get a decision, left, right, and you know, one thing takes you one way.
Yeah, if you put your mind to it, you can also become that. You know, it's not impossible to have a completely different career in life. I mean, you see so many people doing that. But at the end of the day, do you love it? Like, could you like work 16-hour day and be like, yeah, I did that kind of thing? Because otherwise you'll hate it. So I guess you need to do what you love, and I kind of do that as well.
You are doing what you love. Okay. Strictly Come Dancing. I'd be very naughty if I didn't bring this up.
Go on, man.
Because you have chap chat chap chat 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 chap chat chat chat. So you was involved in Strictly Come Dancing for a number of years, weren't you?
Yes. So I used to work for the company that made all the dresses for Strictly in the beginning. So I was with that company for 5 years. And so I was only there for the first 2 or 3 series. I can't really remember. Our design team was actually nominated for a BAFTA, which is kind of fantastic. But of course, typical TV, BBC gets the nomination, not, you know, of course, they've got nothing to do with it. They kind of just pay the,
But they don't make dresses.
I know. So, but of course, it was the lady that kind of worked with us. She kind of gave us all like the BAFTA nomination as a design team, which is fantastic.
So did you get to meet any of the stars? Any of the kind of?
Yes. So I mean, like I said, it's early days. So I had Leslie Garrett, the opera singer. I had my hands on her body. Also, Jill Halfpenny, the actress. There was all sorts. I can't even remember. Like there was one athlete. Can't remember her name now. But yeah, few people, and then of course the people from actual Strictly. Katja Jones. I know her very well. She used to be one of my models when we did photo shoots in Hong Kong. So if you go into my Instagram, right at the bottom, there's a few photos of the lovely Katja. And then of course I know Motsi very well from many competition days, and we are from the same country. We're both from South Africa. So now all the dancing community is actually a fairly small community. So
that's fantastic. Hello, Simone. Thanks for joining us. And Simone says she's so excited to hear more about these vegan-friendly bags. We've got 2 more questions, but I think let's have 30 seconds of Let's see some of your designs.
Ooh,
Can you bring anything over to us?
Talking about little animals, and this is not the real animal on the dog, it's a little wallet, and these are French bulldogs with glasses on it. Isn't that so adorable? So this is a little cute wallet, and I'll just show you the inside of it as well. I kind of make it a bit more, it's got like all those pockets and all sorts of stuff. Oh, I'll show you also how soft, this is a piece of scrap cork leather I've got, right? Look how soft it is.
Oh my
I can take a whole
gosh!
meter and just squash it all up for you and kind of just like ta-da. So that is a bit of cork leather for you. This is a bit of, I call this crocodile because it's vegan crocodile. Get it, right? So what they do is they kind of imprint it to look like crocodile leather.
Okay.
You can see the backing of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just steam it really deeply or whatever. But anyway, and so I'll show you it in a bag. Oops. I put in a little satchel bag, so it's combined with black.
They're so unique. They're kind of like, they've all got their own like little character.
Yeah, exactly. I try, like, if you say to me, I want this and this bag, like my wife's got this bag, but she wants a bit bigger. I'm like, yeah, man, bring it. I'll create it for you. I'll make it. Here's a little bit. I'm a zebra girl. I love a bit of zebra. But you know what? What is the number one thing that all women lose in their bags? Come on, Nigel. Come.
Oh.
We all lose it. We all lose it all the time.
It's either going to be the little perfume bottle.
No, the keys.
The keys.
How often do you go, oh my God, where's my key? I can't find it.
The keys. The thing is, like, a woman's handbag is like the TARDIS on Doctor Who. You put your hand in and you can... Simone wants to know if you do dog carriers, because she's got a little cute doggy. Do you do handbags which double as dog carriers?
I can do it. I don't do it at the moment because the collection just grows and grows and grows. But yeah, she can contact me and we can have a little talk about it.
Fantastic. Well, the thing is, again, you know what, a lot of people, we haven't shouted it loud enough. Leanne can produce a bespoke bag for you based on what you want that bag to be. So if you need to have multiple pockets, she can do it. If it's got to have sort of space for a spare wheel for your car, she can do it. I imagine you'll be able to going forward, if somebody wants Bluetooth and all kinds of stuff on there, I imagine that you'll be able to.
Open speakers.
I've got a bag with a Bluetooth speaker on it.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never actually used it because it's quite embarrassing walking around the bag playing music. But hey,
I can imagine.
So Simone, you're going to get Leanne's details after we finished, and get in touch. She can definitely help you out with that doggy carrier. Yeah. And Sharon says in her handbag she has the kitchen sink.
Yeah, that is exactly. I always start because this is how the process kind of work, right? Say you hello Sharon or whatever your name is. I'll be like, what's in your bag? We call this let the cat out of the bag, and literally you unpack your bag for me. And normally they go, oh my God, I've got all these weird stuff and I don't actually need that in it. But anyway, I don't care. It's your bag. You put in it what you like, right? So then we go, right, what would you like to have pockets for, or this or that and the other? Do you have a laptop? Maybe you've got an iPad. Maybe it's a specific size that you'd like to have it fit in. We'll make a pocket for it. I had a husband that wanted to have a bag for his wife. He says, I always carry my glasses and my keys or my wallet in her bag. Can I have a pocket? His name is Paul. It's become the Paul's pocket. So I always ask, would you like to have a Paul's pocket?
So hold on a second. So this guy has said to you, my wife carries my stuff. She needs to have a pocket in her bag for my stuff.
Yeah, she's happy with it. But he wanted to have an appointed pocket for him that she doesn't put her stuff in. It's only for him, only for Paul.
Men are terrible, you know. I would have said, listen, sir, I'm just going to make a bag for you. Your wife is carrying enough as it is. But anyway, hey, customer's always right.
always there. Yeah. I've had a lot of people that I had a lady from HR and she says, no, I can't go and fire people with a crazy bag. It has to be black. And I'm like, fantastic. We'll have make a black bag for you. And she says, but I love watermelons. So I'm like, fantastic. It will be business on the outside, but a party inside. And it's got beautiful watermelon print on the inside. So I kind of personalized the print for you.
You will get on so much with Simone. You've just said the word party on the inside. Simone's favourite word is party time. So,
party animal, yes.
Right, okay. Oh, yeah, another comment coming from about the husband with the pocket, and then he's also got to pay for the bag as well. Yeah, obviously, Simone, he has got to pay.
Yeah, he paid for the bag. Yeah, he bought a wallet as well, matching wallet. It had pink flamingos on it. Hang on a second. I'll show you a pink flamingo purse.
Oh wow! Look at the detail on that. And do you do all the kind of the graphics as well, or?
So I only buy the Cork Leather printed as a because I haven't got time for all. I can't do everything, right? I'm a one-man band, but I do all, like if you want your name inside, or like I've got it's a very delicate kind of situation. This lady is doing a bag for her best friend who has got cancer, and they actually decided we will grow old together and we will live in a house together as old ladies and have pink plastic flamingos in our front yard and terrorize all the neighbors by putting a flamingo in the middle of the night. Now they've got this cool story. So we are making a bag for her friend that's got flamingos in it because they know the significance of it. But the doctor that finally diagnosed her cancer, because it took years to do this, their logo is like a zebra kind of logo. So she said to me, can you incorporate a zebra into this crazy flamingo bag as well? So that's my challenge. We're making a wallet and a purse and a bag. And so the purse will have on the inside a little zebra kind of thing as well to have the significance of, you know, yes, I'm going through you within this journey. So it's all about like personal touches and that, you know, what is significant to you.
And I think the thing of having something bespoke as well is it kind of supersedes everything else that you have, you know, because the June bag, which is like mass produced, but then here's the bag which was made just for me. That is going to always sit at the top when you're looking at your bag. It's like, that's me. Fantastic. What 3 bits of advice would you give somebody who was crazy enough to want to start a business right now?
Just do it. You know, there is no, it will always take time. There is no thing today you start, tomorrow it's a masterpiece or a success or whatever. If I think of my first bag and my bags now, completely different, you know, so your first stuff is never going to be perfect. So you might as well start now, and you will be a master at come a few months or a year later. And the same with the business side of things. You know, what you think you wanted in the beginning and what it ends up being, it's such a journey.
Yes.
So just start. And let it be your passion. There's no point doing something that you hate. So do something that you love.
Just do it. Get started. Love it. Love it. Any other bits? What's helped you?
My husband. Have a team around you. Have people. I've had so many times, you know, there was times beginning of the year, for instance, where I was, you know, we didn't know what was going on in the world. I didn't know myself how this is going to work out, you know, where I was like talking to my mom crying, or my husband, and I'm like, I'm not sure if this, there was maybe a month that I might have cried every day of the week.
Oh, bless.
And it's having those people surround you that just go, you can do this. You know, people that just keep on encouraging you. So your husband, your wife, your best friend, your whoever, your mother, your father, it doesn't matter. To have a support group around you that just go, it's okay, you can do it. And my brother said to me one time, just remember, we can't pick you up. Only you can pick yourself up. So, you know, you have to get yourself out of it. It's tough. Ride the bloody horse and get on with it.
Sound advice. I think fear does stop a lot of people from just going forward and doing their thing. And, you know, every single person who I've ever seen who's been successful in anything is because they've just done it. They've kind of spent a bit of time thinking and gone, boom. And you know, but like you say, the journey is what gives you experience, gives you knowledge, helps you become better. Yeah, sound advice. One more tip.
Well, I'll quote something from the famous Joe Wicks that he says, my overnight 10-year success story. And that is kind of how it also is. So, yeah, I don't actually have any advice other than keep going, have a great support system around you. So, surround yourself with positive people. We don't need negative people in our life. Cut them out. Don't share your story with them. Yes. Yeah. And spread the word.
Sharon says, wise words, Leanne. Thank you, Sharon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up now, but is there anything that the people watching can do to help you right now?
Do you know what? I would love to spread the word about sustainability and being a bit more greener. My tagline is, I'm trying to save the planet one bag at a time. You never know. So if I can spread the word, and if you want to buy something a bit special for that friend or loved one or that vegan friend of yours, I'd love to spread the word. So yeah, if you can join my Instagram page, I'd love that, and just kind of get going.
Right, so if you could, when we finish, Leanne, if you can go back to this video, and what I want you to do, I want you to put all of your links in: Facebook, Instagram, website. If you've got any blogs or articles, put a link to them, so that anyone who watches this video over the next couple of weeks, they can go straight to your online assets and start looking around at how you can help them. But thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
Sharon Ritchie says, wise words, Leanne. In fact, Sharon went to an event in Vegas where Richard Branson spoke, and he said, screw it and just do it.
Fantastic.
And Sharon also is running an event on Friday at 4 p.m. and would love to have you on. So when we've finished, if you go and click on Sharon's name in the comments, that will take you through to her Facebook page. You guys get connected. She wants you on her stage. So you see the power of social media. We love it. We do. But fantastic. She's actually dropped the link in for you to click on, so you can just go on there. It'll be in the comments on our video when we finish. Excellent. And go and do that. Well, people, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me and Leanne today. I've learned some stuff today about cork. I thought cork was just something that you did when you wanted a bottle of wine. It turns out that it's softer than cotton. You can get a piece a mile long and screw it up into a small ball, and
help save the planet.
and help save the planet. And I think the thing about, once the tree has been debarked, it actually then absorbs more CO2. That says to me we should perhaps be thinking of planting these trees in more places around the UK as well, so that we can also, help towards reducing our emissions. But absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. We're going to go. People, thank you for watching. If you do watch this on replay, do hashtag replay. Leanne, don't go anywhere. We're going to have a debrief. Sharon, thank you for all your questions and input. And I will let Leanne know that you have connected with her on LinkedIn as well. So I shall see you all next Tuesday, where I'm interviewing the wonderful Saroj Kumari. But I'll tell you more about that with my little adverts later on this week. See you later, guys.
Bye.